Nor did problems between farmers who wanted to fence in their lands. What is a fence? Fence is a barrier between two areas of land, okay, and it's made with wood or wires, okay, supported on posts. You understand? And ranchers wanted to fence in their lands. That means to put a fence, okay, and ranchers. What's a rancher? Rancher is a person who owns or manages a ranch. A ranch is a large farm where you, especially where you keep animals such as cattle, sheep, or horses. You understand? They lived hard lives. Okay. What does rough mean? Rough means difficult, and tumble lives. What does tumble mean? Tumble is a verb, okay, and tumble means to fall with a rolling movement or a bouncing movement, falling, okay. But rough and tumble means a lot of people trying to get what they want and not caring about harming other people, okay, or upsetting other people, and you think that it's a acceptable case, not a bad case. That's a rough and tumble. Okay, you're not. It's not a negative situation. So the towns were built and destroyed, and people didn't abide by, keep the laws. Okay, and the only belief they had was in religion, because they had no way to keep going on without it. Okay. Lawlessness means people not abiding by the law. Okay, not obeying the law. All right, was common. Common means found in large numbers. Okay, and many only had their faith. What's a faith? Faith is a belief or a confidence about someone's capability or the goodness, the qualities in them, okay? In the religion, along with means with the fact, they had nowhere else to go to sustain. What does sustain mean? Sustain means to support, okay? Make them continue, all right? So what is this part about? This part is about between the land between the California and the Mississippi, there was not much migration until the Civil War. But after the Civil War, the railroad transcontinental was built, okay, and fertile land became available because of the transportation, okay. And people came from the east and south to seek for farmland, and the other people who came to the west were the European people. And the wide open, rich land attracted a lot of people to begin their new lives. Although there were difficulties such as fighting with the natives, or the farmers wanted to build a fence and the ranchers wanted open land, that didn't stop them from moving, okay? They had a very difficult life, and a lot of people didn't abide by the law, but religion kept them going on. Okay. And still of the transportation, steamboat and railroad, okay, reduced, okay, lowered the cost of shipping, okay, and the fields that they farmed on, the people farmed on, started to produce wheat and corn, started to produce a large quantity of wheat and corn. You understand? And the thought that they will get a lot of money from farming. Okay? By that thought, a lot of people came. Okay, and those people were the slaves from the south and businessmen and veterans. Okay, the soldiers, the former soldiers. Okay, and as the population grew, the lands were put together. Okay, and as the number of people increased, the lands were put together to form states. All right. Okay. Steamboat is boats using steam, and rail transportation reduced means made the quantity less of the cost of shipping. Shipping is transporting, okay, goods. All right. From west to east, more land was broken. I'm not really sure of the meaning of this. The more land was broken. It maybe means it's divided. Okay. All right. Or the nature was destroyed. I'm not sure of the meaning of this. And the great fields of wheat and corn began covering the prairies. What's a prairie? Prairie is a large area of flat, grassy land in Northern America. You understand? Expectation means thinking of what will happen in the future. Of profits. What's a profit? Profit is the money that you earn when you deduct the cost, when you leave out the cost, okay, exclude the cost. From farming, drew, gathered, or attracted a lot of migrants. Migrants are the people moving, okay? Migrating means people moving to get a work or to live somewhere else, or the animals moving from one part of the world to another to seek food or a breeding place, the place to produce their young. And they were freed slaves from the south, businessmen looking for a share of the new wealth. What is a share? Share is a part. Okay? A part of the new wealth. Wealth is being rich. Okay, and discharged. What does discharge mean? Discharge means to let people officially leave the armed forces or a hospital or a prison. Okay. Discharged war veteran. What's a veteran? Veteran is a person who served in the armed forces, usually during a war. Okay, looking for a fresh start. Fresh means new, a new start. Okay, as the lands were eventually means in the end incorporated. What does incorporate mean? Incorporate means to include a thing, include things. All right. Was incorporated, was included, okay? As territories. Territory is the area of land controlled by a country or a ruler, okay? And then as American states. States means a country or a province, which means a part of a country, okay? All right, so what is this part is about? The part is about because of the transportation such as steamboats and railroad transportation, the cost of shipping from west to east was reduced. No. reduced, and um, a lot of wheat and corn crops like that start growing in the prairies, and for the idea that they will earn money from farming, a lot of people came, which were the slaves of the South, businessmen seeking wealth, and the war veterans who were discharged, who looked for a new start. And as the number of people increased, the land were incorporated, put together as states. That's what this part means. Okay. By 1870, okay, 1/3 of the America's population lived in the West, and only 1/12, while only 1/12 was of the population lived in the West in 1830. You understand? Okay. By 1870, what does by mean? By means at that time, all right? At 1870, 1/3, what is that? 1/3 is one part when one thing is divided into 3 equal parts. Okay? One of those 3 equal parts is 1/3. So this is 1/3, okay? So how do you read this then? You read it as 2/5, all right? And lived in the West, whereas means while only 1/12 of the population had done so, means had lived in 1830. 1/12, okay? The country's population grew 3 times between 1830 and 1870, and it was from 12 million to more than 38 million. Had tripled. What does triple mean? Triple means became as big as 3 times. Okay? Increased 3 times. So if there's 2, if it's tripled, it's 6. Okay? Going from tripled between 1830 and 70, going from 12 million to more than 38 million. So how much is 12 million? How many zeros? 12 million is this. 12 million. 6 zeros, all right? To 38. More than 38 million. All right? And but after that, the Western migration, moving to the West, had continued long after the gold rush, okay, and the rush for land. As of today, California is where there's most people in the United States, and 35 million people live there, and this is the same as the entire country's population in 1870. That's what it means. Additionally means furthermore, to say more. Long after the westward. What does that mean? If you say word, it means the direction to the west. Okay, rush for golden land.